European Sales Director of what exactly? What does Audio Network do, Nick?
So we're a music publisher. We specialise in content for media producers. So we run a library of 65,000 tracks and we license those to content producers, but specifically ones who are looking to exploit their content either around the world or across multiple platforms.
Okay, and we're at Sportel, of course, so it's sports and television. Is there a special section of music that has a particularly sporty feel? Is there something that you look for, or does sport cover so many areas that it just slots into the main library?
Yes and no. So I think there is a kind of traditional genre, kind of high-octane sports music. I think a really good example of that would be someone like Red Bull, for example, who are one of our clients. Some traditional content they've produced is very kind of thumping electro or kind of rock, but actually what they've done over the last couple of years is become a lot more eclectic in terms of the music that they use. So whether that's kind of big orchestral pieces or kind of more mood pieces. So the benefit of using a library like ours is that it covers that broad sweep of genres, from the kind of more traditional stuff to whether it's jazz or world music or indie, right the way across the board.
I guess, as in all things, sport is becoming that little bit more sophisticated, isn't it? As you say, in the 70s and 80s it was very much kind of wailing rock guitar, and then it's become a lot more meaning of life and subliminal deep booms and that sort of thing, but getting a little more sophisticated now, and I suppose that alters the market.
Yeah, so I think that the kind of taste of the consumer are a lot more sophisticated, and actually I would say that you're saying back to the 70s or 80s, I think that was probably true up until kind of more recent times. And I think that if you look at the investments that sports producers are making, whether that's typical producers or some of the associations or even clubs, they're producing content to sit alongside other forms of entertainment content. So they're competing with computer games, with movies, with kind of more mainstream TV, and in that regards, therefore, the kind of what it looks like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, needs to feel very much in line with that kind of content.
Sportel's a pretty good place for you here. You're surrounded by potential clients at every kind of level of the food chain, aren't you? From the big broadcasters all the way through to the technical side of things and small production companies.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the beauties of a market like this that you really do have a kind of broad sweep of the industry. For me, I'm a massive sports fan. Just kind of walking through the hall this morning and sort of like, you walk past the NBA, you walk past Major League Baseball, but then there's also sort of names of companies that perhaps I haven't heard of before. And certainly we do a lot of these markets around the world, whether it's Cannes Lions or MIP TV or NAB. And one of the beauties of that is the opportunity to meet people that perhaps you haven't otherwise heard of. And I'm sure that's true of a number of the people here who are kind of more mainstream in terms of perhaps selling their rights or looking for distribution deals, that it's a chance to actually meet with people that they wouldn't have otherwise have met through their kind of normal business.
High expectations, Nick?
Always, yeah. So I think one of the things that's really nice about this market is that people seem very open to conversations, and I think in that regards we're very excited to the fact that we have an opportunity to meet people and hopefully discuss what we might be able to sort of offer them in terms of their content production.